The laughter hit harder than the wine. It wasn't loud at first, just a few chuckles rippling across the table, but then it grew, echoing in that glass-walled dining room where power liked to sit and feed. "How does it feel to be a loser?" she'd said, the coworker with the diamond smile and the cheap cruelty behind it. "Your husband earns, and you just sit at home." And then came the laughter. From the CFO, from the interns, from the waitstaff who didn't know better. But the one that cut deepest was his, my husband's. He laughed, softly, politely, as if to say, "Don't make a scene, darling." I didn't. I just smiled. The kind of smile you practice when you've already buried the pain somewhere deep and you're saving it for something better. Then I turned to the CEO and asked, "How does it feel to know this loser owns 67% of your company?" The silence that followed was holy. Even the air froze, waiting to understand. I hadn't planned to say it that night, but betrayal has a way of choosing its own timing. We'd built everything together, or at least I thought we had. I was the quiet half, the one behind the curtains. The supportive wife who attended dinners, smiled at partners, and knew every contract clause by heart. He thought I did it for love. I did it for insurance. When we started the company 10 years ago, he begged me to invest my inheritance. "We'll be equals," he said, "partners in everything." So I signed, silent, trusting, and when he registered the company, he listed me as co-founder. What he didn't realize was that my attorney, my real attorney, structured it differently. A quiet majority share under my name. 67%. Legal, binding, untouchable. Back then, I didn't think I'd ever use it. But then came the whispers. The late nights. The business trips that smelled like perfume and lies. The discovery was accidental. A photo sent to his phone, by mistake. A woman's reflection in a hotel mirror. Her necklace. The same one she wore to the office. The same one who'd called me a loser tonight. I didn't confront him, not then. Emotion is loud, power is silent. So I waited. And while he thought I was wilting in the background, I was rewriting the script. I learned their habits, her vanity, his greed. He was moving company funds, slowly, discreetly, into a side account under her name. He was preparing to leave. The company, the marriage, the life I built. But he didn't know the company was mine. He didn't know I'd already spoken to the board, or that the board had already spoken to the bank. 3 weeks before the dinner, I had everything transferred. Legally, quietly. The accounts, the intellectual property, the patents. And I changed the signatories. His name? Gone. That dinner was supposed to be his stage. He'd planned to announce his new direction, a merger that would have gutted what was left of the company's soul. She'd be promoted. I'd be humiliated. But fate has a sense of humor. When I stood from my chair and spoke those words, "This loser owns 67% of your company," I watched realization spread across their faces like a slow infection. The CEO looked at me, then at him, then at the lawyer beside him. "Is that true?" he asked, voice breaking like a bad investment. My husband tried to speak, but his words came out jagged. "She's lying! She doesn't—" I slid a folder across the table. "Updated shareholder documents," I said, "filed 3 weeks ago. You can confirm." The CEO opened it. His eyes darted across the signatures. His? Mine? Not his. His lips parted, but no sound came out. Silence. Heavy. Delicious. She tried to laugh it off, that same brittle giggle. "This is ridiculous. She's—" I turned to her. "You should check your bank account, dear, the one ending in 4317. The funds he transferred last month have been returned. Fraud, unfortunately." Her face drained of color. His followed. And in that moment, every ounce of humiliation they had fed me came rushing back to them, multiplied. The board forced his resignation within 24 hours. He left the house that night, didn't even take his watch. She left a week later, fired for conflict of interest. I didn't chase either of them. I didn't need to. The company was mine. The house was mine. The peace, finally, mine. Sometimes I still think about that dinner. The clinking of glasses, the smell of steak and success, the way their laughter filled the air. And then, the silence. That perfect, crystalline silence when power shifted and they realized the truth. The loser they mocked was the owner of everything. Now, when I attend those same company dinners, people smile differently, carefully, respectfully. The new CEO, my choice, always offers a toast. To Mrs. Langford, he says, the woman who built the empire. I raise my glass, sip once, and smile. Because the sweetest revenge isn't rage.